Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning back in once again for another episode of Logik's View. Had to jump back on here tonight with all the commotion that was going on down in Lansing earlier today. Man, I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but shout out to each and every warrior uh, down there in Lansing, all the warriors, the state, the elected officials who stood up and fought against here in Michigan. While everybody is worried about World War III, Biden's lame duck legislation nationally, a lot of stuff is going by unnoticed here in Michigan. And let me tell you what, it's been some commotion going down here in Michigan. I'm gonna start out by reading uh, one of Jim Runstad's posts. He is a senator right now, Jim Runstad, who is running for Michigan GOP chair. And he put out a few days ago, he said, in a Sunday interview with Gongor News Service, Democrat Representative Karen Whitsett unleashed her frustration with the Democrat agenda and tactics during this chaotic lame duck session, echoing Republicans' concerns. Whitsett blasted Democratic leadership for recklessly flooding the floor with unvetted, unread bills. Almost nobody knows what's in these bills, yet the slim Democratic majority bulldozes vote after vote, pushing legislation that will wreak havoc across Michigan for years, if not decades, harming businesses and citizens alike. Hundreds of bills are daily rammed through in a process that feels like a Lansing Rocky Horror Picture Show every session day. Now, I don't know if y'all done seen what session looks like when the Democrats are in control, but it's like a auction with the auctioneer up there. Can I get a 20? Can I get a 30? Can I get Man, this lady, she be up there with that gavel, whacking that gavel, cutting people off, putting her foot down. That lady is something. It's like something out of a movie. So normally the Democrats don't stick their neck out and speak individually. Usually they all vote lock and step, no matter how they feel. But Representative Whitsett had enough. She said after 13 hours on the House floor Friday, she put her foot down. She said, quote, "We have been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there," she said. "We're voting on bills that's never been through committee. I put my foot down because they were trying to confuse people on bills. People didn't read anything, amendments were popping up, and people didn't know what the amendments were. It was crazy." Whitsett said there were bills that had support from the caucus and support from Republicans, but they didn't go up on the board Friday night. Instead, House Democrats voted on the best of the crap. Now, she said this a few days on the 15th. She said if she do go in, she is absolutely not voting on anything. She says, "I'm not voting on garbage bills. I'm not voting on bills that will eventually hurt people. I'm not raising taxes on Michigan," she said. "I'm not having my record tarnished for him," talking about Speaker Tate. Now, I've been looking all my life for a Democrat who had the courage to step out of line and speak their truth, speak their mind, and stand up against corruption within their party. Here on the Republican side, we do it all day long. We calling out fake Republicans, we exposing corruption on both sides, but usually the Democrats know better. And if they do stick their neck out, they better be ready for the attacks, just like you can see here with Rep Whitsett. Now, I'm going to play this. Hopefully, y'all can hear it. I've been working on my sound. And this is a press conference from, well, not even a press conference. They just questioning her after the session today or after everything went down today. And you got to hear what she said.
The black woman always gets it up here in Lansing. And I can't believe the Speaker of the House, Joe, is this way so heartless. And he wanted me to push the button for bills that he know he have not been vetted. They didn't go to the committees. Nobody got a chance to say if they were good or bad until this time. I'm not doing that to people. That's why I left Friday. Because enough is enough. 2 years. All you gotta do is go through some of those bills. They weren't even necessary.
Mm.
All the work that was done at the beginning of the year, he didn't do anything. Those weren't his ideas. That was that was the people whose name you see on the bill, the people in the committee. They're the real heroes.
Now, man, this lady, you can tell she is passionate. She is ticked off. She is angry. She is upset, disheartened. But that's how we feel all the time, you know? And she being attacked. Uh, they go on to say Matt Hall was talking about how he watched as other members of the Democrat Party tried to bully her, tried to surround her, tried to force her to get to just vote. Just do what we telling you to do. And she refused. Man, this should be national news. This should be an example for all the Democrats across the daggone nation. Stand out, step up, speak the truth, expose corruption. Brother Pat Colbeck say, remember, Rep Whitsett was the Democrat who was censored by her party for crediting Donald Trump with her COVID-19 recovery because he shared info about hydroxychloroquine. Now, that was back in 2020. She got sick. She took some advice she heard from Trump and from some of his members, and she got healed and healthy. It helped her. She gave him credit publicly. And then a couple years later, she went on and stood out of line again against radical abortion laws. You know what I'm saying? So she not afraid to speak the truth. She not afraid to ruffle feathers and upset people if it's for doing the right thing. And that's, man, I'm telling you, talking about being able to reach over the aisle and work with somebody like her, it wouldn't even be no aisles if all Democrats were like her. You know, Republicans, Democrats, it wouldn't even matter. People would go in there and do what's best for Michiganders. And that's what she did. You got to give her props. And then another senator stepped up um, and followed Representative Whitsett's lead. It was another black lady, and this lady was a senator. So you can see how stepping out, leading by example, can have a domino effect. We had another Senate step up, senator step up in Michigan, both of them being attacked. And you see, she said, this is what happened to black women in Lansing when they step out of line. Look what happened to Christina Caramo. Man, they destroyed Christina Caramo, man. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Dana Nessel threatening to lock people up, you know, because they not just following orders. Joe Tate is a coward. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel thinks it's literally criminal for lawmakers to refuse to vote on Democrats' radical lame duck agenda, prompting blowback from both sides of the aisle. Nessel took to X on Wednesday to blast House Republicans and Rep. Karen Whitsett for refusing to come in this week after walking out on Friday and discuss over legislation rammed through by Democrats in the waning days of the lame duck session. Senator Sylvia Santana, Democrat from Detroit, also protested Democrats' lame duck agenda this week by boycotting votes on Wednesday. Man, this is huge news. This is huge news. This is from the Midwestern nerd. You know what I'm saying? This was put out today, and NASA was ticked off. Joe Tate, he calling for the state police to come bring the lawmakers in. NASA uh threatening charges, man. Mm, mm, mm. So this was a victory for us here in Michigan. Infighting among Michigan's Democrat majority lead to an adjournment on Thursday afternoon with no work getting done. This is an article from Michigan News Source put out today as well. At the center of Thursday's shenanigans is House Speaker Joe Tate. After issuing a call of the House on Thursday afternoon, the House adjourned. An hour later, it will reconvene on December 31st at 1:30 p.m., and that marks the remaining hours of the Democrat majority before Republicans take over January 1st. And that can't get here soon enough. Neither can January 20th. Man, mm. Speaker Joe Tate ticked off Representative Whitsett. And I remember reporting on her a couple years ago. I'm like, man, she a dino. She a Democrat in name only, man. She a undercover Republican. We need undercover Republicans over there because we got enough Democrats and claiming to be Republicans. She a true one. Shh. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, man. Huge victory for here in Michigan. They shut down what the Amari, quiet. Shut down what the deep state was trying to do. And we still got a couple more days to keep fighting. Shout out to Matt Hall, Josh Shriver, Senator Runstead, Rep Whitsett, the other senator who stepped up as well. Each and every Republican who held the line, Steve Carr, Fox, all the people who fighting. Thank y'all. God bless y'all. And then I looked on. Joe Tate had a put a post up talking about real people show up to work or something like that. Man, it wasn't a pot. Amari, it wasn't a positive comment in the whole section. I don't even know where it's at. But he got slammed in his comment section. He got slammed. No love for this loser. Let's see what he got to say. I don't even want to see, but
Democrats are going to continue working and continue putting people first, and it's very disappointing that Republicans don't decide to just walk out. Democrats are going to continue working and
man, he
continue
looked
putting
like
people
a
first.
puppet. He looked like a puppet, man. I called him out on his Twitter. Called him a house Negro, man. And that's the thing. These people, either they gonna get up there and fight for us, or they gonna get up there and sell out. He, Amari, quiet down. This dude is a straight sellout, selling out everybody in Michigan, selling out his state and his country. Ugly old Joe Tate. He ugly. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Just a quick little segment giving shots out where is due, giving props where props is due. Battling, man. The war wages on. Late night show. Shots out to all the warriors. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all. Peace.